Your assignment is to write a planning outline for a descriptive essay. Now, an outline is in writing class, it's a plan that you create before writing an essay. You can write outlines in reading class as well, but in writing class, it will help you figure out how to organize your essay. An outline will help you check to see that you have all the required parts for your essay in it. It'll also help you as a way to brainstorm ideas. It'll help you organize and decide what ideas go first, second, third. It'll help you in your planning. You can take this time to look up needed vocabulary. So there are a lot of purposes for you, and there are some purposes for your teacher as well. So how do you write a successful essay? So how do you write a successful outline? One of the most important things is to get the format correct. Outlines use Roman numerals. In other words, they look like this, 1, 2, 3, and this is 4. For an outline for a short essay, you'll only go up to 5. You'll also use capital letters like this. There's a specific way you organize these. A Roman numeral is always further to the left, and a capital letter is always indented, however many you have. Now, for a short essay, 1 Roman numeral equals 1 paragraph. For longer writing, 1 Roman numeral might equal 1 idea, and a letter might mean a paragraph, but this pattern is always the same. Your Roman numeral is to the left, your letters are indented to the right. For this assignment, you have to write by hand. There's also a few reasons for this. It is not optional. Typing and writing use different parts of your brain, and we want to use the right side of your brain. So it's important to use a pencil and a paper and write freely. So start by writing the required information in the upper left corner, your name, the class, and the date. This is a habit you need in college. Always, always put your name, class, and date in the upper left corner. Then you're going to need a title. This is also a good habit for college. Every paper you submit needs a title. Since this is an outline, include the word outline in the title. Then start planning. First, of course, will be the introduction. The next 3 will be your body paragraphs, and 5 will be your conclusion. Let's start by looking at the introduction. You might remember that an introduction has 3 parts. It starts with some kind of a hook or something interesting. It has a few connecting sentences to take you to the thesis statement. Now, the thesis statement for this one needs to be an indirect thesis statement. That's one of the requirements of this essay. So for a quick review, this is a direct thesis statement, which we do not want. We want an indirect. This one is an indirect thesis. So your introduction. If you have an idea for a hook, go ahead and put that in. That would be your A. If you have an idea for some connecting information, you can write it. That will be your B. But you should write your thesis statement. Remember to make it indirect. This will be a complete sentence. It's going to be probably the only sentence in your whole outline, because other than the thesis statement, don't write sentences. Now, some instructors will tell you you should write a sentence for each paragraph. And that's okay. If your instructor wants you to do that, that's okay. But I prefer that you don't. A descriptive paper is something like a moving camera. If you jump around from place to place, it's confusing to the reader. It's much better if your camera moves smoothly along. Decide here how your camera will move and organize the details in that way. Now, when the body is done, it's time to think about the conclusion. The conclusion, like the body, should have its own Roman numeral and what goes in it. Now, an acronym to help you remember how to write a good conclusion is MOPS, MOPS. That stands for moral, what did you learn? Opinion, what do you think? Prediction, what's going to happen in the future? And suggestion, what advice do you have for the reader? Choose one or two of those. You don't have to write sentences. You don't have to write a whole idea. And maybe after working on the body, you don't even have a good idea. That's fine. Put the outline away. Take a rest. Come back to it later. Come back to it the next day. Make changes at that time. You will be more creative and your ideas will be better. Remember that taking a rest is part of the writing process. So let's have a quick review of the key points to get a good grade on the outline assignment. Remember to write by hand and do not type. Remember that every paragraph should be indicated with a Roman numeral. Supporting details, on the other hand, are indicated with capital letters, but be sure to indent those. Don't write in full sentences, except for the thesis statement. Use an indirect thesis statement, and for the conclusion, remember MOPS. If you do all of those things, you will get a great grade on this outline assignment. You'll bring the outline to class, we'll work on it a little bit together, and you'll submit it on paper. Thanks so much. Good luck.